Hi folks, my name is Anastasia Rybachuk. You can find more information about me on my website, anastasiarybachuk.com. Let's proceed with our conversation about archetypes. Today we will speak about probably the darkest one of them, the shadow archetype. But first I'd like you to do a test. Think of someone whom you really hate, whom you truly detest, someone whom you consider being so awful that even thinking of that person makes you feel the strongest negative emotions. This can't be simple, this person is bad. You should feel furious. It can be a fictional character, it can be a celebrity, it can be someone whom you know in your real life too. But this person must be of the same sex as you are. This is important for that task. If you are an angel who finds it difficult to hate other people, even the worst ones, my story, then try to think of someone whose behavior makes you despise them. Feel ashamed for what they say or what they do, disgusted. Have you defined such a figure for yourself? If yes, then congratulations, it's your shadow. Please never tell anyone who it is. Writing it in the comments is not a good idea either. It's your thing, yes, and it can be used against you by unscrupulous people who possess some knowledge of psychology. So what's the shadow? Imagine that your personality is a huge, spacious house with several floors and a lot of beautiful, well-lit rooms in it. There are lots of different things in that house, lots of different stuff. There are windows in that house, and there are people standing in the street, looking at you through that windows, while you are sorting out numerous kinds of that stuff. Every time you pick up an item that crowd likes, they show their appraisal to you. Of course, after it, you take that item and put it in a visible place. Every time you find something that the crowd doesn't like, they shout boo to you. They shout and shout and shout until you take that ugly item and put it into shabby dark closet. You take that item and put it in that closet to forget about it for good. Then imagine that one day the dark, shabby closet becomes so full of the items you put there, so enormous, full of things that were not accepted socially, that it takes control over your entire house. That ugly items put in that shabby dark closet become predominant. But the closet does it in a very peculiar way. It plays a trick on you. For you, it looks as if the house were as it used to be, spacious, well lit, full of beautiful sorted out items. It's people who were standing around the house who suddenly gained all those ugly items from the dark closet. You see these ugly items everywhere on them, in their pockets, bags, in their hands, and they are threatening you with them. They literally behave like bullies. You should do something about them. They won't stop. You must protect yourself. Well, you start protecting yourself, but actually you start a conflict for no reason, because it exists only in your head. So you see, since childhood there were some things in our behavior which were not socially accepted. Some qualities of our character, as we showed them, we got criticized by adults. So we shoved those qualities somewhere that is very far away from our conscious part. The further, the better. To forget that we can be bad too. The shadow splits our personality into the socially accepted part and the socially unacceptable, suppressed part. We try to forget about that suppressed part because it's very difficult to live knowing the whole truth about yourself. For some people, it's almost impossible. But once we completely forget what is suppressed, it gets entire control over our conscious part. It's much stronger than the voice of reason, than the positive image of ourselves, which we like to believe in. So, since that moment, we become obsessed with the shadow. But we don't understand it, because we don't see the shadow in ourselves. We see it in others. As we were learned that it's something bad, what we see, we start to hate it. So we hate things in others, which we are afraid to accept in ourselves.